Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that the house next door is completely gone. Not abandoned, not destroyed, gone. This is the story of a mysterious house that once stood at the end of a lonely road in a small American town. The town was called Blackwood. It was quiet, almost too quiet. At the edge of the town, surrounded by tall trees and thick forest, stood an old wooden house. The locals called it the Miller House. Nobody knew exactly when it was built, and nobody knew much about the family who lived there. The Miller family rarely came into town. There was a father, a mother, and their young daughter. They kept to themselves. They didn't have many visitors, and every night something strange happened. At exactly midnight, the lights inside the house would suddenly turn off. Every single night. One cold morning in October, a local mail carrier drove down the road to deliver a letter. He had traveled that road hundreds of times before, but that morning, something was different. The house was gone. At first, he thought he had taken the wrong road, so he turned his truck around. Then he checked the address. It was correct. He looked toward the trees. There was no house, no broken walls, no furniture, no pieces of wood, nothing. Only an empty patch of grass. The mail carrier immediately contacted the police. A few minutes later, officers arrived. They searched the area. They walked through the trees. They checked the ground. And then they found something strange. Hidden beneath the grass was an old stone foundation. It looked like a house had once stood there. But according to the town's official records, there was no house registered at that location. The police were confused. Then they tried to find the Miller family. But something even stranger happened. They couldn't find them. The family's names were missing from local records. Their photographs were nowhere to be found. And when officers asked the neighbors about the family, most of them said they had never heard of the Millers. But one elderly woman remembered. Her name was Eleanor. She lived in the town for more than 50 years, and she told the police something they would never forget. She said she had seen the Miller family many years earlier. She remembered the little girl. The girl always carried a small red box. One evening, Eleanor said she saw the girl standing outside the house. The girl looked directly at her. Then she whispered something. "Don't come here after midnight." Eleanor never understood what the girl meant. But after the house disappeared, she became terrified. The police investigated the area for weeks, but they never found the Miller family. And they never found the house. Years passed. The story became nothing more than an old rumor. Until one night, a man named Daniel was driving through the area. It was close to midnight. The road was covered in fog. Daniel slowed down. And that's when he saw it. A house. Standing at the end of the road. The Miller house. Daniel couldn't believe his eyes. He stopped his car. The house was exactly where the old foundation had been. The lights were on. Daniel looked at the windows. Then he noticed something. Someone was standing inside, watching him. Daniel stepped out of his car. He took a few steps toward the house, and then he noticed something impossible. The house had no door, no windows, just a completely dark wall. Daniel froze. Suddenly, every light inside the house went out. The entire road became completely silent. Then Daniel heard a sound behind him, a child's voice, whispering his name. Daniel turned around. There was nobody there. He ran back to his car. He started the engine and drove away as fast as he could. The next morning, Daniel returned with the police. But the house was gone. Again. There was nothing there, only the old stone foundation. Daniel never went back, and to this day, nobody knows what happened to the Miller family. Some people believe the house was never real. Others believe it was hidden for a reason, and some people in Blackwood still believe that if you drive down that road after midnight, you might see the house. But there's one warning. If you ever see it, don't stop. Because according to the legend, the house doesn't appear for everyone. It only appears to people who are looking for it. And once you see it, it may already know your name. So what do you think happened to the Miller family? Was the house real? Was it a strange illusion? Or was it something that was never meant to be found? Let us know your theory in the comments, and subscribe to Midnight Mystery Files, because sometimes the darkest mysteries are the ones we can never explain.